I went to the Webb School of Knoxville. So it's a real pleasure for me to be here because I grew up hearing stories about the Webb School of Bell. How many of you guys have ever heard of or read a Choose Your Own Adventure? A few people, that's great. So for you guys who don't know, a Choose Your Own Adventure book is one where you're the main character. It'll say like you're running down the hallway, you're being chased by an alien. You get to the end of the hallway and you can turn left or you can turn right. You turn left, turn to page 27. You turn right, turn to page 42. And whatever page you choose, the story is different on that page that you've chosen. And there's another choice at the bottom of that page and at the bottom of the next page and the next page. And there's like 75 different endings to each of those books. My dad, that big athlete in the family, said, look, you're pretty clearly not very good at sports. That's okay. You find whatever it is that you're good at, and you be the best at that. And that's made all the difference. So I can tell you that Prisoner is a pretty incredible book, and I can say that with all humility because I didn't make it up. It's based on the incredible story of a real person, Jack Bruner. Jack was just a regular kid. But then in 1939, when Jack was 10 years old, Nazi Germany invaded Poland, his home country of Poland, and everything changed suddenly for Jack because Jack was Jewish. And the Nazis blamed the Jews, of course, for everything that had gone wrong in their country. So Jack and his family would hide out in a pigeon coop on top of their apartment building, trying to hide out from the Nazi patrols. When they get to Birkenau, Jack and the other prisoners know they're in trouble because Birkenau is not a prison camp. It's a death camp. They don't take you there to work, they take you there to die. He said, I wanted to die as quickly as possible and as painlessly as possible. So instead of hiding in the corner, he went and he stood right underneath one of those shower heads. And he waited for death to come. He said, you want to kill me so bad, then just get it over with. Do it already. I'm tired. And he's standing there, he's waiting for death to come. He's got his eyes closed. He hears the pipes rattling. He thinks, okay, this is it. I'm dead. And that day, water came out instead of poison gas. He would not give up again. He would do everything he could to survive the rest of the war. And he came out of that room, ready to live again. And that's when the Nazis tried to take the very last thing that he owned from him. Tried to take his name. That's when a Nazi officer took his left arm, and right here on the inside of the left part of his arm, he wrote B-3087. And the Nazi said, your name is no longer Jack Bruner, it's prisoner B-3087. Jack was like, no, it's not. He didn't say that out loud because he knew he'd be punished. But in his head he was thinking, no, it's not. My name is Jack Bruner, and that is the last thing I own, and it is mine. You cannot have it. Until finally, in 1945, he was at a camp called Dachau, when American soldiers finally reached it and liberated him and all of the other prisoners. Jack was 16 years old. So for a lot of you guys in the room, if it was World War II and you were Jack, you would already be a prisoner of the Nazis. All right, so really quickly, let me tell you about Project 1065 and then I'll kill you. So, Project 1065 is the story of a 13-year-old boy named Michael O'Shaughnessy. He's Irish, but he lives in Berlin, the capital of Nazi Germany during World War II, because his father is the Irish ambassador to Nazi Germany. And because Michael is 13 and he lives in Germany during World War II, he has to join the Hitler Youth. Hitler Youth was like the Nazi Boy Scouts. They're collecting information for the Allies and sending it back to Washington and London to help the Allies win the war against Nazi Germany. So while he's out on a hike in the countryside, and he sees a factory that's making bullets and guns for the war effort, he'll remember the location, he'll come back, he'll tell his mom who's the real spy in the family. She'll write a coded message about the location of that factory, and she'll put it in her husband's diplomatic reports, because he really is the ambassador. They'll send it back to England, and there a spy will pull it out, decode it, find the location of that factory, and then a week later, an English bomber will fly over it and bomb it to smithereens. Yes. So thank you guys, you were a terrific